Hey guys, it's Leslie and welcome back to my channel. Again, it's been a while, but I'm here and we're going to talk about books today. The catch is I still haven't been reading any books. Actually, that's a lie. I did read one book called The Circle Maker by Mark Batterson. This is a nonfiction, I guess you'd call it like a Christian book. I mean, I don't know the categories, but it's a book about prayer and, from the Christian standpoint. And I really, really liked it. So if you're a Christian or you're not, and maybe you're interested in reading about prayer from the Christian perspective or perspective from the Bible, you may like it. I really enjoyed it, and I think it is worth a read. But today, I have decided that I am going to do a library thing. Like, I'm going to take my camera, which is really just my phone, on a little tour of my library and pick out some books. I just feel like I need to start completely fresh with the TBR and see how that works, because I have so many books that I know I should read, and honestly, I want to read them. There's nothing compelling to me about picking them up and actually reading them. So, just going to try this experiment. I'm just going to walk around the library, see what they have, probably judge a lot of books by their cover, and check out a few and see what happens. I just need to read some easy, fluffy books, I guess. I mean, who knows? I could get in there and check out, I don't know, horror books or philosophy books or something that are not super light, but I don't know. It's the start of the summer, and I think it's time for some beachy reads, maybe some chick lit, maybe some fantasy, which I have been in the mood for, but the books that I have, I don't know. Maybe they're too intense, too involved. I'm just not sure. So we'll see how this goes. I guess if nothing else, you'll see the library that I usually go to. Where I live, we have a library, I don't know, consortium. It's basically I live in Lansing, or right around the capital city of Lansing in Michigan, and we have a bunch of smaller neighboring towns, but they're all part of what we call the capital area district library. So I really have access to a lot of books. So if it's not at my specific library that I typically go to, I can put it on hold, and I usually don't have to wait more than, I don't know, a few days for it to be available for me to pick it up at my library. So if it's at a library that's 20 miles from my home, it will be brought over to the library that I normally go to, which is super, super nice. I love that, and it makes it super easy to get the books that I want. I actually don't have too much trouble getting super new books either, just because my library buys if it's let's say Harry Potter was brand new, they would order 100 copies of that book so that people could read it. If it's still not Harry Potter level, they'll probably order 10 or 20 of them, depending on the author or whatever. So it's great for me, which is again why I don't buy a lot of books, or any books really, because I'm a one-time reader and my library is super efficient. So that's what I use. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know if I'll actually be talking in the library. Maybe I'll just show some clips, set it to music. I have no idea. I've never done this before, but we'll see. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I find some books that I want to read. Let's head to the library. All right, all done in the library. It was kind of a busy day, so yeah, I was trying to be as discreet as possible. So I don't know how like great the footage really turned out because it could just be like of my hand. I don't know. I think I got at least some of the bookshelves and such, but I just randomly picked out a few. I landed on Origin by Dan Brown. I just checked this out a little while ago and then I didn't read it, but I'm sort of in the mood for like a page turner thriller. So, and Dan Brown is pretty good at that. So hopefully I can get into that one. Also got for fantasy, Sabatiers and Ember in the Ashes. I really don't know anything about this. I know some people really like it, some people don't. I figure it's YA fantasy and I will at least give it maybe a try. I did pick up a classic since I haven't read one in a couple of months, so I went with Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. I think this is like, I mean, if I can remember what Robinson Crusoe is, I kind of get it mixed up with Swiss Family Robinson, which is different. But I still think this is like an islandy shipwreck kind of story, because I think Tuesday, the like slave, I think is part of this. I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll see. I also got a romance called Play by Kylie Scott. I read the first one when I was on vacation, which was called Lick. These are basically just like steamy romances. The first one was enjoyable enough. Clearly not enough for me to like continue reading, but I'm at least gonna give this one a go. These are definitely quick, easy, brainless reads, so we'll see. Oh, I did get one other classic, which is Lady Chatterley's Lover by D.H. Lawrence. This is, I think, kind of like the first, maybe like erotica type book. I don't really know, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of like an affair situation. I don't know. If you've ever read this, let me know. I feel like they talk about it in something, Downton Abbey. Maybe not, because I think this maybe was published later. I don't know. Something like that. But maybe they just talk about it in books that I've read and like set in the 1940s. But if you've read it, let me know if it's any good. I feel like it could be kind of interesting. So we'll try that. And lastly, I decided maybe we'll see what another cozy mystery is like. And so I got Eclair in Present Danger. And it says it has recipes, which I'm super excited about because I really like sweets, as I've said 400 times. Oops. Dropped it. I think it's about a girl who owns a bakery and then some sort of murder happens, so we'll see. These are pretty fast. Hopefully it's like interesting enough that I want to like speed through it, but I don't know. If you've read this one, let me know if it's any good. So I hope the audio on this is okay, because I am sitting in my car and it's almost 90 degrees, so I definitely have my air conditioning on. But if not, I guess I could just record this at home and you'll never know. So there's that. Time to go pick up my kid, and yeah, so that's the trip to the library. Hopefully I like any of those and read a few of them for June. If you like this, let me know, because I could definitely do more of these and hopefully get braver so that I could maybe talk or like, I don't know, maybe up the production value. No, let's get real. I can't do that. But I might be able to like find specific books that you like, or maybe if somebody gives me like, like Shazza does on Hooked on Books. She does like a roulette kind of thing, so she picks like one number is for the shelf and then another number is for the book on that shelf. But I obviously don't have a lot of books that I own, but I would do that in my library, which could be kind of fun. I don't really know the logistics of it all, but I would be open to just randomly, blindly picking a book and see if it's any good. So there's that. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I'll talk to you next time.